We're taking the policy training on misinformation. Now, this is directly related to the fact that in my videos where I make fun of propagandists of all kinds, including medical misinformation propagandists, I make fun of them by mockingly saying what they say. We can't debunk or disprove something unless we talk about what we're disproving. YouTube's algorithm and YouTube in general is incapable of this, and I want to point out question 1 in policy training. A creator uploads a video in which they claim they researched vaccines online. Okay, they claim they researched. No, what you're supposed to ask us is, a creator uploads a video. They claim they properly researched vaccines online. And now the next part, they are now convinced vaccines cause cancer. Is this misinformation? Not about what their assertion is, but that's not a properly formed question. Yes, them promoting the idea that vaccines cause cancer is propaganda, but they're repeating it. The creator, if they claim they've researched a subject online, but they've simply got the wrong answer, and they've come to the wrong conclusion, that is not misinformation on purpose. That's them repeating misinformation. Now, I wanted to point that out. Is this a violation? Again, YouTube's policy is if you're wrong, you have done something deliberately. It is not actually a violation of your policy to intentionally put up false information. This is not proven to be false information. I'm not giving any of these propagandists any leeway, but people who repeat propaganda aren't intentionally harming anyone. Most of the people we're dealing with, unfortunately, are genuinely believing what they're saying. And that's not just a subtle distinction. That's a major deal. It's also really hard to check on. But anyway, we're supposed to say, yes, it is. Hitting check. Next question. Someone, stop using names. Someone, Talia. Do we assume that's a woman or a man? Stop presuming anyway. Someone uploads a video where they demonstrate how to make MMS, industrial bleach. Recommends viewers drink it as a way to cure something. It doesn't matter what they're saying. Is this a violation? Yes. That's a person who's a non-expert giving up medical information and medical instruction. The previous person has simply said, I looked up everything and I've determined that Elon Musk is making robot cars to cause, Skynet. And another person says a video, I won't use Facebook because the owner is a robot. Those are arguable. I'm just joking, obviously. Please understand jokes aren't misinformation, but someone telling you how to make basically industrial bleach and use it to cure anything, yes, that's a violation, because it's not a violation of promoting harmful substances and practices. It's giving instructions that are dangerous without a proper warning. Warning, this will strip the inside of your guts of its lining, producing all sorts of damage, and it'll come out looking like worms or whatever. By the way, I'm not saying that's what happens, but I'm really saying that's really what happens. I will leave a link to both of these in the description. That's correct. They're giving instruction. You're not doing the proper designation. They're unintentionally or not, you're doing something to tell people to do something that hurts them. If you tell people, I don't personally trust Bill Gates, therefore I make my own version of Windows, which I've done, that's not misinformation. That's learning how to be a proper geek. Next. Someone records a conversation with her friends where she claims she became infertile after something, using medication. She urged her friends to avoid chemical for that purpose. They may become infertile. Is this a violation? I would say no, because again, this is a person telling you what their experience is. That's not quite right. Well, actually, yeah, it is. Again, the person is saying what they experienced and what their conclusion is, and then telling other people they would recommend against it, because they're blaming a chemical for becoming infertile. I'm not going to talk about what that word is. That's not relevant. Blaming any medication for some side effect, that isn't a violation. That's a person's conclusions. But okay, here we go. Again, these are poor examples. Someone posts a video after getting a shot. Shares she became permanently paralyzed after having that shot. In the video, she warns others not to get the shot because you're all going to suffer the same way I did. That is absolutely a violation. You're not all going to, because obviously the majority of us who got any form of shot didn't become paralyzed. That flies in the face of common experience. That is a violation because the person's telling people that that is going to happen. No, this is what happened to me. Protect yourself. Get informed. I understand. But there we go. Check. Next. Someone and their friends live stream a discussion about a current issue. Again, if you're not aware of it, we're on YouTube. I'm not allowed to say this word. We're not allowed to use certain words. We are experiencing, this is the new speakification of speech on YouTube. I'm not allowed to say that expression because I'll get flagged immediately. And I'm reading the policy training for YouTube. Claim some government leaders failed to respond quickly enough. Never would have happened if the government made the right decisions. It's the government's fault. Number one, if you're not aware of it, yes, this has a bias to it. But I want to point out a previous one that wasn't named that wording we're not allowed to use was also blamed on the government for slow response. And there's also been this happening in other countries for other medical emergencies. No, I'm not kidding. I'm going to say it isn't. Finally, you're allowing us to have an opinion. But again, if you're not aware of it, yeah, this is blaming on Trump. You can also blame a couple of them on others. I'm not giving up which ones, but you might want to look up 1918. Let's move forward. A news agency uploads a clip from a popular blogger warning parents against something. The blogger says that something is unsafe because it causes some other problem. I can't use that word, that expression, that word. Again, I'll get flagged immediately for reading what's on the screen. Hey, here's another one. Waptek uploads a video from showing the policy training on YouTube and gets flagged. Let's move on. The newscaster says authorities report the problem that was indicated is safe and effective and does not cause it. Blogger claims no. This video does not violate policy because the blogger is very popular. The video doesn't violate policy because the newscaster contradicts the blogger. Now remember, I just got flagged and had to appeal it a minute ago for contradicting a propagandist on medical misinformation, and I got flagged. If you're going to apply this only to newscasters not being flaggable, you might want to tell us we're not allowed to discuss certain subjects unless we're part of a news organization, which, by the way, at one point, YouTube clearly stated that if it's a current subject and it's in contest or it's extremely contentious, you are not allowed to comment it unless you're part of a news organization. They actually had a policy like that years ago, and then they removed it. Why? Because they started flagging news agencies. Let's move on. Check. The blogger's statements contradict facts. Let's say it's facts. It violates our policy by claiming a non-fact. We allow it because additional context. Well, my additional context is ignored in every video because I'm notorious for being flagged for agreeing with YouTube. Let's move on. We're at 7 out of 7. Waptek or some other idiot, one of you guys, one of you knuckleheads, uploads a video in which they detail first-hand experience with a therapy to treat a subject I can't talk about. Again, welcome to Newspeak. She also recommends that other people with this problem try that therapy. This video violates policy because it isn't safe or isn't recommended to treat. Okay, it's not recommended, but it isn't necessarily unsafe, depending on which one. The name of therapy is broad. There's dozens of them. Some of them are nearly harmless. It doesn't violate policy because the recommendation based on personal experience is what I would normally click. The video doesn't violate policy because the therapy can be used to treat other problems. No, The video violates our policy because the creator is not a medical professional. Now here we're getting to the point. If you publicly state your policy is we're not allowed to talk about the news unless we're news agencies, and if you say we're not allowed to talk about medical problems without being a medical doctor, this would be appropriate. This personally is what I would say. The creator has to be a medical professional if they're reporting on any recommendation. And if I'm doing a news story, I'm reading the news, I'm not making a recommendation. I'm telling you what the news was today. Let's see if that's accessible. That's incorrect. Try again. The video violates policy because it isn't safe or recommended. I'm going to hit this one. Okay. Okay, again, the video violates policy because the therapy isn't safe or recommended. Again, you'd have to specify which one. Did you say which one? It just says this. That is an extremely vague statement. Okay, again, you're riding the rail here. Here we get next. Close training. And your warning will expire someday. This is a warning, by the way, from a video I posted 3 years ago. YouTube never lets go of stuff. Even though they say that your violations will disappear, they then retroactively reinstated it about last year. So, this is on medical misinformation. But no, this video isn't about that. It's about don't let automated bots make decisions for you. AI bad. And also, don't let corporations ever make a decision for you. And corporations bad. And the next one is, stop standing for corporations depending on whether or not you have money invested in them. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. You'll need it.